Did you learn something about government in this experience?
So my major contacts with government were 2 years with the Judiciary clerking, about 2.5 years working for the city of New York, the impeachment inquiry, and then 5 years as counsel to Governor Mary Cuomo. So I've seen government in the Judiciary, in a city, at the federal government in Washington, and at a state. And Washington is far and away the most wrenching. You know, everything is sort of stressful. Next is Albany. Albany is very stressful too, because you know it's a highly competitive and partisan, unfortunately, environment. New York City was always very civilized. You know, it was very, and then the Judiciary is totally civilized. So the work environment in each area is different. And in the end, one of the things I learned about government through impeachment is that I wanted to be sure that if I was in government, I always had a good exit so that I could leave if I wasn't comfortable with what was going on without totally messing up my career. And you know, when I would get married, my family, and that was a reason to look for a home base somewhere outside of government and then work in government, but always have a place to go. And when I went to Albany, which was also, as I say, stressful, I can remember I'd come back to New York and meet friends from the law firm and so on, and this felt like an oasis of peace and calm and tranquility compared to Albany. And I was very glad I had a home base to which I could return. I think it makes you a better government person to have the additional backbone that comes with knowing you can leave without messing up your life.
I asked you before if I could ask you about, and you mentioned the fact that when one reason you went to Exeter was that you were in a public school where you had to use crutches to go up and downstairs. What was it like to be in Washington before the Americans with Disabilities Act?
Right.
Things more accessible.
Right. So I got polio when I was 5 years old, and so basically I've used a wheelchair, but I used to use crutches much more than I do now. So one thing that's been very lucky for me is as my, with increasing age, ability to overcome the normal obstacles that would otherwise be there is decreased. Society has done more and more to remove the obstacles. So I've been very lucky. I was born at the perfect time because, you know, just when I need a bathroom stall that's easy to get into, there magically it appears because the law has been changed. So this is total good luck, for which of course I'm really appreciative, because it means that I can always be out in the world. What New York City was good. I drove a car, and New York City is very good about giving a parking permit for someone who drives a car with a hand control, where you can park almost anywhere. Washington does not have the same benefit. But when I went to the impeachment, and also to some extent when I was clerking, I would drive, but I would drive from my apartment to the garage under the Supreme Court. Not bad. Guards would help you get the car out, or get the wheelchair out of the car. It was fine. Impeachment, no such thing, but where I lived was so close to the place where the offices were, and as I say, we didn't have time to do anything else, that it wasn't a problem. So I didn't notice how far Washington was along when I was there as a clerk, because I had such a convenient, you know, arrangement, and when I was on impeachment, because I didn't have time to do anything else. But in general, I've just been really lucky that the country's interest in being accommodating, and indeed their requirement to be accommodating, has increased as I've needed more help. It's been great for me.
Have Have we touched on all aspects of the story, Evan?
I can't think of anything else at this time. I'm sure that later things will occur to me, but I think this is a good chance to talk about those 6.5 months.
And you were talking about gratitude. I think the country will be grateful to you for pushing so hard to make sure that the impeachment inquiry's history is preserved through oral histories like this. Thank you, Evan.
My pleasure. Thank you.